Welcome to Adrift and Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show, set in our homebrew world of Aradun. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com, and occasionally we use TabletopAudio or Syrinscape for Ambience. But welcome to Paradice. I'm going to have our friend Stefan do our partnership announcements today because Shannon is getting a sleepy child to actually sleep. She'll be joining us shortly. So, take it away, Stefan.
Thanks, Sean. Paradise is many things, but it wouldn't be Paradise without our partners, such as Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a TTRPG publisher, creating new worlds in the Cypher system and beyond. For as little as $3, you can become a member through their website and gain early access to their developing TTRPGs in each of the worlds they create. Next up, we have Eddie Yorke. He is our character artist. You saw him on our loading screen and the little side things on one of these things. You can see them. He's an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact, visit eyorke, that's EYORKE.com. And then we've got 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games. Sean has historically used their non-player character cards. He's holding them up now. They're great. The artwork is fantastic. But they also have fun little traits, secrets, fetishes, and stuff like that they're interested in. Nope, they don't have that one.
That's the next deck.
Yeah, that's their special 18 plus deck that they should probably actually make. If you're listening, 1985 Games, you can thank me later. And you can also thank us by using the code paradiceprod, PROD, for 10% off your entire order. We've got our VODs on YouTube. And we have a bunch of social media accounts. So do with that information as you will.
Exactly.
Well, my watch tells me that my stress is high. You must know that the pressures of streaming are really...
Yeah.
Or you were just listening to me for the past 15 minutes.
That's fair.
No, that's de-stressing.
Aw. Thank you.
Your dulcet tones.
I do have a soothing.
Let's jump into our
no
recap. Last we left off, Iron and Mana
What's this?
teleported back to Hyvin aboard the Kyrnes Dreadnought. During this process, they discovered the pacts that were active in the party between Septimus, Fyrn, and Saskia, pertaining to our devilish friend Ro, the Reveler. Specifically, we learned that Septimus took this contract in exchange for maintaining his autonomy when he was resurrected by Machina, in exchange for the souls of those he slays, to go to the land of revelry to serve Ro in his efforts, particularly in combating Anchornosh, the Diadact of the Void. Along with this, we learn a little bit about what Septimus hopes for in his divine ordaining. His disillusionment with Machina makes a bit more sense now that he learns that Machina is choosing or wants to assimilate him into its form in a coercive way to further its aims. But Septimus wants to be what he believed Machina always was, a font of knowledge, a collection of the minds of all Alma, something that can serve the greater good. Jacquette accepts that he's alone in a party of pact-taking adventurers, but still believes in Iron and Mana and the power of the party staying together. Similarly, we learn that Saskia has been beset by another figure that's not Ro, an entity that has a mask made up of driftwood, seashells, and other ocean-themed iconography with a blue flame floating where a head should be behind the mask. She only saw it for a quick moment, but it seemed to be real in that it left marks on her neck where it had grabbed her. She is unsure who this entity is or what they want from her. When Iron and Mana arrive in Hyvin and port, they find that the area is covered in Zon sailors who have made the place home somewhat. They seem more like true pirates in their lack of respect for those around them. Particularly, they find them bullying the Admiralty Court guards, which Jacquette quickly responds with a mage hand flick of the nose of one. But they seem to, at the very least, respect that Iron and Mana has sway here, as the party heads to the Commodore's office to meet with Emil and Ionico Gabraldi, the eminent Zon, and the Commodore of the fleet. He's a massive man who dresses more in pomp and ostentatiousness, but in their examinations of this figure, they do seem to learn that he is an experienced man, that he himself is on par with them as adventurers, and has himself gone on many an adventure. This particularly came out in the party joking with one another about how many times they've died, and he himself admitted to having died no less than a dozen times. Through a little bit of insight, this seems like it might be an exaggeration, and that he's simply an experienced adventurer who's died a few times and likely has been revived with a simple revivify spell a few times. But he speaks about his goals, which are primarily taking the fight to Halcyon and Kirinor, despite perhaps the dangers of attacking them on their own front, but agrees with the party that the leadership of Aldhalor should convene together to discuss the Kirinese threat, and that they should wait for the governor. Fyrn challenges him to a fight night duel, along with his best men versus Fyrn's, as a show of entertainment, but also to see who gets to speak with the governor first before the meeting. Gabraldi likes this and seems to be getting along well with Fyrn, therefore he headbutts him in the head in a show of respect and greeting, which Fyrn takes well and seems to be getting along with this figure, as much as Sass does not like him, as he spent the first portion of the meeting mocking her, as it seems the Zon have a penchant for mocking the Selkies, the scrappers from Shallow's Gaunt, which is Saskia's home turf. You hand over all documentation you have to Emil so he can begin studying it to prepare for the governor's meeting and to prepare the governor for the meeting as well, when it comes to the plot of the Kirinese. Upon leaving the facility, you are charged by Emil with relaxing, something that Iron and Mana hasn't done in a while. As they do so, as they question this ability to relax, the party passes the Sapphire Park, where they spot Dean Bronin of the Academy engaging in some public debate and discussion with a Modron. Specifically, a different type of Modron, a Quadron. One that is cube-shaped in its body, has 2 eyes and a nose, still with the luscious lips of the Modron, but one that is more larger and seems to have a bit more of a personality, as it seems to be speaking more casually and less in structured, ordered ways. The Quadrones seem to be a sort of Modron that comes to places to ease the population into the arrival of the Modron, on their great march. Most of our crew deem this uninteresting, and that they must go and relax the only way that they know how to drink at the Gloveless Cat, and head on their merry way. Septimus investigates and meets this quadrone. Before he leaves, though, he finds reality warping and time freezing, with only him and the Modron, or the quadrone, able to interact. Its eyes shift red, much like the monodrone did many, many months ago when influenced by Lacuna. But this one addressed Septimus as Lacuna and beseeched it for a command. Uncertain of what is happening, Septimus tested this out by telling the quadrone to implode itself. Before anything happened, reality shifted back, and the quadrone continued speaking to Bronin as if nothing happened, leaving Septimus to contemplate the mysteries of Machina and his fate, given the insinuation from the spirit of Machina that he has no choice in the matter, that fate will drive him to his destiny, of course, being Lacuna, as he begins to head back to join his friends at the Gloveless Cat. So, Iron and Mana, now relaxing, so to speak, at the Gloveless Cat. I have a bit more of a addendum to the recap, but I'll wait for Shannon to come back for that one so she can hear the whole thing. But the rest of you, Saskia is at the bar, I would say right now, marveling over another amazing drink created by Anders, while Fyrn and Septimus, you just received your, I believe it was double whiskeys, and shortly after Septimus, you would join at the Gloveless Cat. The mood here is not particularly raucous, but it's also, not empty. There's a few of the Alumno Defiance just enjoying a drink and a meal, as if this was operating normally, not in the way that they had taken over when they were sleeping here. But it's actually rather quiet in the Gloveless Cat. What would you like to do to start off our session, as you have your whiskeys?
Do you guys remember when we defeated Xenoqua and we picked up some magic items? And I feel like we had to choose between different ones. I can't remember what it is that we picked up. Do you guys remember?
I believe I was going to try to identify whatever it was. Once
I
I'm
got
reminded of what it looked like.
I have the circle. It's got a little tag on it. It's like a sphere, and it's got a tag on it. It says Orb of Dragonkind. I don't know.
Fyrn is holding nothing, as you see that.
That's like my Orb of Annihilation I have here.
Septimus reaches over and places his hand over his whiskey he's drinking. Be like, that might be enough for right now, Fyrn.
But I would say, at that point, Septimus, you pull out a, we'll say a shadowy bag that was what all of this was held in. You find the items that you already know about, that you were able to get, the null chalk, the bottled abyss, and the monocle of clarity, which you pull out of the bag easily enough.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we distributed those or if they were planned on.
Truthfully, we got into other matters after that session and never actually went back to these items, which is why we didn't get to the other portion that I was offering you. So upon emptying it of those, you can see the bag does sort of like collapse in on itself and forms a small dark sphere akin to what he escaped with. From this sphere sprouts out smaller spheres. You almost would look at this and like maybe Septimus with more of a mechanic's mind. It feels almost like this is like what the guts of a bag of holding might be like, where there are just these like liminal spaces that the items exist in. Almost like for a moment you're like, did we just poke a hole in this bag and something bad's gonna happen? But you can see within the smaller spheres magic items that seem to be held in place, that are being, the larger hole is trying to pull back in. So it doesn't seem dangerous in the sense that you're going to be sucked into the bag or anything, but it seems as though you don't have forever to grab these items, and that above table it might be like once you've grabbed 2 of them, the rest will get pulled into the original black hole. So I will describe what you can see through the dark haze of these to begin thinking about maybe if one of these is something you want. So the first one you can see in the sphere is a brooch. The brooch is in the shape of a shield with gold trim around it, and the face is made of a sapphire with a iron what's the word for it? An iron
Pin?
like pin on it that could be, think like an egg timer where you turn it and it you turn the pin on it and it starts the egg timer. So it's you would be able to crank this. So that's in the first one. One other thing, there does seem to be markers on the bottom that have this U shape on it, and one has an arrow pointing up and one has an arrow pointing down. The next item in the next sphere is a set of bangles that look to be made of metal that could fit around a wrist or an ankle. The metal seems to be made out of a copper or bronze with a violet gem set into the center that glows lightly with runes around it on the face of the bangle. The next one seems to be a folded up blue cloak with gold trim that truthfully does not have much descriptive quality to it that might indicate its magical power. But it is a blue cloak with some magical aura around it. The next one is a dark umber colored, or not umber, like almost really, really dark grayish purple colored scroll that has a red ribbon tied around it that has a skull holding the ribbon together, a skull wax seal. Within the like interior of the scroll, where you can't read it, but you can see there's a light red glow to it. The next one is a leather ring that is 3 bands braided together with serpentine designs on each of the bands, as if there's a serpent along the entirety of the band, but it's 3 braids woven together. And the last one is a black garnet amulet that is carved into the shape of a bird skull and is adorned with several dark feathers. At the center of those dark feathers is one feather that is bright red with a flame-like gradient to it. If anyone has nature proficiency, they could roll to identify this feather.
I do, so I will. Natural 1. How about that?
That pretty.
For a total of
7.
it is a very pretty feather.
As a jack of all trades, can I attempt?
Yes, I would allow that.
As a machine of all trades, can I try?
Decidedly no.
15.
Okay, 15 will do it. This is a phoenix feather.
And so I take it that we're just going on vibes alone. We wouldn't be able to identify these.
Yes, the bag will not withstand the gravitational force within an hour to identify any of them.
Is the phoenix feather separate from the bird skull?
No, it's like a bird skull amulet that has 5 feathers on it. The center feather is a phoenix feather.
Intriguing. I'll look to be marvelous items.
Well, Saskia's not looking, so there's only 3 of us here, and we can only take 2. Does anybody have anything that, reaches out to them? Maybe we should each pick 2, and then if there's any crossover, we pick those. Like, I'll say I want the brooch and the bracers.
Bangles.
That actually, it's an interesting take. None of us really know what any of them do.
Right, so you might as well just pick things off of aesthetics. Come on, it's fun. Maybe we should do it all at the same time.
Well, I'm not just going on aesthetics. The brooch, I do agree with. It might be something interesting. It looks like there's some sort of timer mechanism on it. Could be interesting. But,
Rotable dial, that's the word. That's what it's a rotable dial.
There you go. I would say the brooch and oddly enough, the bird skull.
Well, that's a phoenix feather. You can tell by the bright orange. Traditionally, phoenixes, to my understanding, are spoken of in the same sentences as resurrection, coming back to life, right? A second life.
Well, then I second my decision.
What do you think, Chiquette?
It's tough. Just trying to flash through my knowledge of magic items that my father and brother would bring home and go through the cataloging system that we had. It was called Google. Putting D&D magic item space description of the item didn't actually work that well. Strangely enough.
Well, don't take too long. I'm afraid that this wormhole might collapse and take everything if we don't pick something soon.
That's fair. I agree that the phoenix feather item, if nothing else, will be valuable in its ability to keep us alive, potentially.
Seems like a waste.
Otherwise,
we already have magic that does that.
But for a great cost, though, Fyrn. And
We're all
what
rich.
happens? What happens if I were to get downed again?
right, we have backups, but and in the terrible instance that one of us is caught unaware by themselves, Jacquet says, gesturing to himself, the time that he died by himself, unaware. it might be beneficial to have something that can bring us back without the need of others. As for the other item,
if I were to give you any kind of like the amount of time you have with this, the only other thing that could give you maybe a little bit more information would be like a detect magic.
Then why don't I do that? Septimus flicks a hand and tries to understand the nature of magic of these items. Well, the latent magic, not the...
Yeah. What I can give you is like a rough school of magic that the effects might fall under. The brooch, I literally almost just said the name of the item, has a transmutation magic to it. The bangles are abjuration. The cloak is actually... I would say the cloak is transmutation. The scroll is enchantment. The ring is abjuration as well. The Phoenix Feather Amulet is necromancy.
Well, your suspicion may be right, Quet. The Phoenix Feather has necromancy magic imbued within it. So, definitely using life force. As for the others, we're going to go and list off everything you said.
Well, I think I've gotten a few of these figured out.
Well, it sounds at least that we're all in agreement with the Phoenix Feather.
Right, and I think the bangle would be really good for you or Fyrn or Saskia. Basically anyone except for me. And even then it would be really good for me. I just need my reactions.
Well, I want the bangle, so why don't we just take those two?
Okay.
I suppose I could live with that.
We do it.
Okay. So when you grab the first one, everything starts to shake and the gravity becomes stronger, and you just in time grab the second one as the rest of the items pop into the hole and it disappears entirely.
Slide a hand, try to grab a third one.
Septimus gets pulled into the black hole.
Right, you would at least give me a try, because I have terrible sleight of hand and roll terribly.
So I've got the ring and the scroll here. That's what we said, right?
If you're grabbing the complete wrong things.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
What we got?
May I identify?
Yes, you may.
Ritualistically.
It'll take 20 minutes to identify both of them ritualistically.
Speaking of magic items, Septimus, I know we're supposed to be on rest time and all that, but normally I'd go to Bruce with all of this, but I do have a lot of armor and weapons that I've been collecting from our enemies that have some sort of, technological, halcyonic, I don't know, nonsense on them. And I was wondering, you were able to, change how those cannons and shields work, I was wondering if you could do the same for these things.
You know, if you spend an hour with them, you'll understand any of their magical properties.
You mean it's that they have security measures on them.
Do they?
Yes.
Some of them did. A lot of them are just items that may or may not maintain their magical properties.
Well, let's see here. I've got these Avenirian Arcano gauntlets. Those I know what they do. We have 3 sets of armor. One of which has these laser swords that come out of the sides. At least I saw the laser sword.
Fyrn, where have you been carrying all this armor?
I actually went back to the base and left some there.
That's
the
true,
only
you
one
did.
that I have on me is one set that was from the what do you call it? The battleship. But I should have 3 sets of the purple armor, as well as an AEC magic rifle that I've been holding on to for like 100 years.
Yep. That's the one that had the magical protocol on it.
Yeah, that one was locked, for sure. And I think that's it. That sounds 5 things
right.
total.
I suppose, yeah, after I complete this later on tonight when we retire, I can certainly identify those for you.
Yeah, or make them into something that we can actually use.
Okay. So,
right.
Yeah, if you want, we can flash forward your 20 minutes while you finish off while you enjoy your whiskeys and Septimus his milk and or water. So we'll do water. The bangle first, which is an abjurer's bangle.
What rarity?
Yes. It is a very rare bangle.
Okay, good.
Imagine if I said uncommon and I was
gonna be mad.
I know you would.
Not really. But I would have been a little irked.
Yeah. No, it is a very rare abjurer's bangle.
It is Bangle of the Bangle. Once per day, you can summon a Bengal tiger to fight alongside you.
Nope. You can clasp or remove this metal bracelet around the wrist or ankle of yourself or a willing creature within your reach using an action. The bangle emits a ward of abjuration magic from it that has a number of hit points determined by its rarity. Very rare is 120.
Oh, jeez.
A creature wearing the bangle can use its reaction when it takes damage to speak the bangle's command word, causing the magical ward to take the damage instead. Any excess damage carries over to the creature when the bangle's ward is reduced to 0 hit points, at which point the bangle becomes a non-magical bracelet. And you, like I said, actually have 2 of these. There are 2 in this set.
Oh.
So is it just the one use?
Once its HP is depleted, it's not an attunement item. This is like a consumable item.
Oh, it's not an attuned
it would
item?
be.
Oh shit!
It's not attuned, so it'd be really good to hold on to until you're super weak, and then the hit that would kill you goes on the bangle.
Yes.
Exactly.
As like a.
Does that need to be declared before damage is set?
You know, because you use your reaction.
Oh. Okay.
While wearing the bangle can use its reaction when it takes damage.
So you need to when you take damage, so you would already know the damage.
Okay. Perfect. Damn. Good choice.
As opposed, if it said when you're hit, then you would have to do it before the damage is declared.
Okay. Just specifying.
Now the Black Garnet amulet. These also are items in D&D Beyond. They're from the Griffin Saddlebag.
I'm putting them in the party's inventory, along with the null chalk and the monocle of clarity are in there as well.
Great.
This next item is Death's Shadow. This black garnet amulet is carved into the shape of a bird's skull and is adorned with several feathers. I already said this. While wearing this amulet, this one is an attunement. You are immune to necrotic damage. It has a feature called Shadow Form. When you're reduced to 0 hit points while wearing this amulet, a shadowy version of yourself rises from your unconscious body. You control it, which has your equipment and statistics. It has 100 temporary hit points and resistance to all damage that isn't force, psychic, or radiant. The shadow form can't move more than 60 feet from your body. The shadow vanishes after 1 minute or when it loses all its temp HP. If the shadow survives for the duration, it returns to your body and causes you to regain a number of hit points equal to the shadow's remaining number of temp hit points. If it's defeated, the amulet is destroyed and you immediately fail 2 death saving throws. While your shadow form is defending you, your unconscious body is covered by an impenetrable veil of shadow. While covered in this way, you can't be interacted with, you are immune to all damage, don't make death saving throws, can't regain hit points, and can't be affected by spells or magical effects. A creature can use an action to make a DC 30 strength check, moving the covered body up to 10 feet on a success. Once this property has been used, it can't be used again until 7 days have passed.
Shit.
That's pretty cool.
Really good.
It is a legendary item.
Well,
Shannon, to catch you up, many weeks ago, I said that were going to have a choice of magic items from Xenaqua's cache. The party has just selected them, and they have received Abjur's bangles, or 2 of them, which is an item that allows you to use your reaction to have the bangle take damage instead of you, and it has 120 HP. Once that 120 is used up, the bangle becomes non-magical. And then what I just described was a cool bird skull amulet that when you go unconscious and are about to die, instead you take on a shadowy version of yourself and can do cool things. But if that shadow dies, the bangle is destroyed and you take 2 death saves automatically.
Cool.
It also gives you immunity to necrotic damage, even if you're not using the feature.
Nice. Very, very cool.
so how do we divvy these up?
Well, it looks like Jacquet already took the poison, so he shouldn't choose first.
Choose.
Well, first off, let's back up a second here, big guy. None of you are apt to use this, he says as he fingers the vial of the bottle of abyss, the bottled abyss. So, unless you want it to sit in your packs for the rest of time, I'll take this. But as for those 2 things, he says, gesturing to the bangles and the bird skull necklace, I think those would be better suited for you guys anyways.
I wouldn't mind the bangle.
Septimus, do you have any reason why you can't use that Death Shadows device? It seems like it might be... You mentioned earlier that we needed something to keep you alive, even if since you seem to be healing us, that might be best used for you.
Potentially. But the bangle could also provide me with said defense.
That's a fair point.
And honestly, it may be difficult for me to utilize the phoenix feather. Given my, let's call it, curse, I can only really use 2 items as attunements.
Fyrn looks at all of his magic items and he's like, "Oh, there's lots of choices here, but if no one, I can't pass up a good, device. If nobody else wants it, I suppose I should take this." And he picks up the legendary crow thingy. Make good use of those bangles. We don't want them going to waste. Saskia, you have this shadow ring, right? that's in our list here. I just wanted to make sure that it's, on you and not in the party inventory.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I not?
It says that she has it equipped.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not in my.
It doesn't have to be. You can have it
Yeah.
in the party
Oh, there it is.
inventory.
Because while it's
Okay,
while
okay,
it's
okay.
equipped in the party inventory, it can't be equipped by someone else.
Gotcha.
So
Septimus will go
both
and reach over
Septimus
grab
and Saskia get a
bangle.
bangle because there's two of them, and Fyrn gets the Death's Shadow.
Cool.
Also up for grabs is the Monocle of Clarity, considering it is not a attunement item. Also something that, because it's not an attunement item, can also just simply be in the party inventory to be used when you guys are together and you need somebody to use it.
Right.
That's true, but it would be
Same
nice
with
if
the
somebody
null
was
chalk.
holding. If
It's
we
not a
have
tune item.
Not the monocle.
You see
Something-
Jacquet gently pulling the monocle and the nunchuck, and he just goes, "It just seems like sometimes you guys hold on to things for a very long time, whereas I actually use them."
That's not fair. I use my magic items all the time.
That one in particular, I am actually interested in Jacquet.
Suddenly
I think
it's
we're-
contentious.
I'm interested too. I want that monocle.
He
Unhappy
holds
with
up the
my
monocle.
principles.
Ridiculous, Fyrn. It would look ridiculous on you.
Who says? I'll just wear my helmet over it.
I mean,
That way it'll never fall
again,
off.
we can share this. So, and Jacquet puts the monocle back out, but he does take the nunchuck, and he's like, "I do think
But
that I would probably use this to greater benefit. Especially if it's the middle of combat. You guys have more important things to do. I'm the utility."
Maybe we could use the null chalk for the battle to make sure nobody's cheating. You know, the fight night.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay, Fyrn. Also, what if we want to cheat?
I know, we have been doing that.
By
Kind
the
of
way,
our MO.
Jacquet, I rolled for it, and there's 5 full sticks of chalk in the null chalk.
Oh, heck yeah.
Rolled maximum for that.
Cool.
that monocle can possibly be
speaking-
another beautiful augmentation.
Speaking of magic items that people have been holding on to and not using, I have 3 dispelling stones in my inventory, and there's 1 in our party inventory. So we really have 4.
I also have 2 in mind that I have been saving to use. We haven't
Now-
needed to use them. Those we have been saving
Right,
on a raid.
those-
Haven't forget those.
We've had those for... Yes.
It
Yeah,
might
and
also be
you had
time-
like 15 originally at one point. and you used
Yeah,
a
we
lot
had
of them.
we used a lot on what's his name? The sage.
Something I also need to clarify with you all is where and what is the party inventory?
Party inventory is my ass.
Because it's usually party inventory isn't an ethereal free bag of holding.
Right.
It is either like your base, a cart that you keep everything on, or an extra bag somebody is carrying, or a bag of holding if you have one, but your 2 bags of holding left.
Can we say, yeah, I was gonna say, can we just say it was Bruce's bag of holding?
I am,
I don't
If it was, then we don't have access to those items anymore.
yeah.
Because Bruce did not leave anything to us. Alex
Yeah.
specifically did not leave
Yeah.
us anything.
Also,
Sure.
it is of all the magic items to need to acquire at level 16, a bag of holding is one of the easiest ones to acquire, and
Right.
spend the gold, the silver on it.
I mean, as if we don't have a bag of holding, I think Fyrn would, consider, because we have all these magic items and we have a lot of magic items that Fyrn's looking to sell. during maybe this downtime, he might look into getting another one for us.
Yeah, I mean that'll be easy enough. When during downtime, especially, like it's just a discussion to get a bag of holding. It's not a you don't need to find one. This is a town that would have magic bags of holding available, or at the very least, you honestly could go to the campus bookstore, I'm sure, of the academy, and they have bags of holding there.
Love that.
They have the Hyvin Academy logo on it. It says brand new student or proud parent. Bince, but as you marvel at your new magic items to add to the horde, now moving on to your second drinks, Saskia having returned with a third Onder special, I'm sure, having finished the two while marveling up at the bar while you three had several black holes filled with items around you, picking them. She was distracted by the Onder special. I will complete the addendum I had for the recap.
Gasp.
So, as I said, Iron and Mana is now completed several big stakes events, drifting from one major conflict to the next, and now are asked to relax until the powers that be are ready for them, although they have their own agendas as well. And they have chosen to partake in some drink over brooding or plotting or other things to relax. A lot has happened in the last month in the world, but also in each of your individual lives. Saskia must process the weight of discovery. Is she freed from Anna Flores, the woman she was meant to be 30 years ago before her first patron? How does she fit back into this world? Unburdened from the past, what does she want from this world? How can Iron and Mana help? Is she fated to be bound to Row, or can she unmark that contract? Fyrn must understand his place too. His brother's soul and his own at jeopardy with his deal with Row. Is there an eternity of suffering in store for him? Does he deserve such? Despite his fury and the many slain at his hand, the fiendish giant seeks good for his community, and possibly can know gentleness. But will he always need something to protect? Jacquette finds himself isolated from the dealings of his comrades. And with a home so far away, what is in store for him? But to him, this is home, Hyvin. But do his friends make Hyvin home? Or does he make it himself? His pursuit of a place to fit into the powers that be lead to compromise, but when will he know the trust he seeks? Will he ever be able to even accept it? Will the power he seeks only make this harder? Septimus drifts in the mire of cosmic wills. The haze of such ambitions cloud every decision. Is he fated to ruin or hope? Machina pulls him one way, then pushes another. Devils delight in his uncertainty, and his friends may embrace him, but undoubtedly his transformation draws fear and concern. The spirit of the elements flows through him regardless of his disgust for them. Are there answers where he's not looked? Or is his road paved before him? What happens when a soul is pulled in every direction? and what are their allies and foes. A lost god more comfortable in hermitage, burdened bureaucrats struggling to hold together semblances of society, old green knights with fool's hope, the people of Hyvin, abused by the powers that see them as pawns, all in the face of an unfair cosmos flowing with the whims of maddened spirits. Can they piece this together into some sort of happy ending? But Iron and Mana continues to float on, adrift in Aldhalor, together. Just a little refresher on where your character's brains seem to be at. But it is really, honestly, not that late that you guys have started drinking. As you sip your second or third drink, is there anything in particular Iron and Mana has in mind right now to relax? Or is it just to hang out until fight night or the governor's arrival?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to the very first part of that. Is is this like a time like between drinking and fight night? Like
it can be whatever you guys want. Right now it's just simply what do you guys want to do? Like we're not in like a specified downtime.
Got it.
You know, if you guys don't want to do anything in particular, obviously you can just be like, well, we'll wait for someone to talk to us, or we'll skip ahead to fight night, or what have you. But we're in unstructured time right now, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah. I think at some point in between our drinks, Fyrn would like step out of the bar in the front of it, maybe find, some people that are walking by. If there's anyone in this part of town, like maybe a kid or something, maybe throw somebody a silver piece and say, run up the hill to the fortress and let them know that Iron and Mana is here at the Gloveless Cat celebrating our various victories, and anybody who wants to come down and enjoy a night of relaxation with us may do so.
Perfect. Easy enough to do. There are plenty of people who have begun making their way back into the city to find their old homes or routines. So you can easily enough find someone, probably truthfully an out-of-work sailor, because there's been no sailing for a little while, who's just like, yeah, I'll take any coin you got. What's the message? And he runs up and informs your allies that you have returned.
And yeah, I think we just party the night away, pretty much.
I at some point, maybe after my 5th, 6th, I've lost count, drink, I would think into the ether. I know I'm a little bit sloshed at the moment, but I do plan tomorrow afternoon, maybe evening, depending on how far this goes, go to a library and research this gate thing.
Saskia, I can smell you from the hells.
Isn't it great? I haven't had this much to drink. Well, okay, maybe it's only, I don't know. It's fucking great.
Well, I can't say I have confidence in what you just said, but good on you.
Why not? What do you mean, why not? I told you I was going to make good on my promise, and I'm going to do it. Yep.
Right.
Also, I wanted to mention, I don't know if you can see, but I've got these fucking things, scratches, that's what they are, on my neck, and I saw something after we teleported. It was like a...
Shush. Save it
What?
for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow.
But I gotta tell you, I need to tell you, it's probably not really good. So I feel like I should tell you now, unless you saw it too, in which case I can stop talking.
This is very
Did you see it too?
This is very uncharacteristic of me, but I'm actually not in the mood for revelry.
What? Why not? Where are you? What are you doing? Come revel.
Saskia, when the god of revelry says they are not in the mood to revel, he must be doing something important.
So what are you doing? Tell me. Yep. I won't say anything, I promise. I won't, I promise. Tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still drinking.
None of this inspires confidence.
You're a party pooper. You know that? You're...
No one
I don't know.
on the great face of Aradun, in the hells even, would say that I am a party pooper.
Well, you're being one right now because you're not reveling, doing the thing that you're the god of, so...
Excuse me, all the revelry on your God's forsaken planet is because of me these days.
Blah, 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 blah. If you're just... Come on! These drinks are fucking awesome. You gotta come have one. Reminds me, if I forget, because I may black out, that I want to talk to you about this tomorrow, okay? And I will go to the library. I thought I told somebody I wanted to go to the library. I will tell somebody, so
you
if
told
I forget,
me.
they'll remind me. Yeah, but, okay. Also, those two things. Two things you need to remind me of, okay? I want to talk to you about my neck. And I want to talk to you about the library. Okay?
Saskia, come dance. You're scaring the bartender.
Okay.
You see, as Fyrn says this, like, you were like staring at nothing and pointing and talking, and in your drunkenness forgot that you can talk to Ro in your mind.
Yeah.
And
it started
Anders,
in my mind.
Anders is just standing there, like washing a glass, like, I don't think I should give you any more of those.
No. Sorry, sorry. I was talking to somebody. I really was. I promise. It sounds weird. It's just a thing I do. Just ask all of them. These are fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm gonna go dance, and then I want more. Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Cheers, Iron and Mana. Fear.
Cheers, Iron and Mana. But yes, some of your friends from the fort join you to dance and drink and relax, play some games between some cards, dice, dragon chess. But yeah, is there anything anyone else would like to do during this brief respite?
The only thing is, throughout the time, Jacquet would be talking up Iron and Mana, right? Doing his rounds, reinvigorating the populace with tales of the defense of Hyvin, and getting back into that bardic regiment that he had kind of established for a while there. Writing down our adventures, almost like selling the rights to other bards to recite our heroic deeds, keeping the best ones for himself, obviously. But like the Billowgrass arc, people can tell that story now. It's
become Creative
public
Commons.
domain.
Yeah.
Public domain.
And you know what? I'll say, Jacquet, because it's not just your friends that come here, those closest to you, those who work for you. It is also, ostensibly at this point, the only tavern really fully operating yet. So there's a point, Jacquet, where you have to cut people off at the door. It's just too many people in here. As people are just coming in and being like, you know what? I need a little mirth. I need some some drink. I need some food. I need to feel confident in the future. So I need to hear about Iron and Mana, the protectors of my city, and I need to be around friendly faces.
And when that does happen, Jacques puts down a sack of coin equaling 6,000 silver pieces to start upgrading his stronghold to level 3, which will take 60 days.
You work with you have that discussion with your bar manager, Oren. As you can see the seams of your bar splitting at the amount of attention it has right now.
Right.
There's maybe a point where you have to decide even who's going to come in and who's not. The sort of like splendor of what the Gloveless Cat could be is on display here. But during this merriment, is there anything else?
Yeah, Septimus kind of sitting in the booth there. And he's kind of like staring off, taking in, everything that's kind of happened. Not partaking in drinking, but not being completely alone, or like if Jaquette or Fyrn comes over, like says like a joke or something, they like give him like a nice like smile, like yeah. But he kind of gets just lost in himself, thinking about everything you had mentioned in the addition, his soul, what he thought Machina was, and everything. The monodrones coming. He'll just be like, if you excuse me for a moment, as I'll get up and walk outside. And he would head back to where he saw the Quadrone and Professor, forgive me,
Ronan.
Ronan. See if they're still there.
This is, I would imagine, many moments later, as the sun is setting, with the most of the gas giant no longer covering it. Is actually quite a beautiful sunset. When you get there, the crowd seems to have thinned out, and you can see Dean Bronin has left. The Quadrone is still there. And you would see, sitting with the Quadrone, is a different faculty member. Yeah, it's Jacques.
Going somewhere?
Hello, little cube.
You would see...
Sigil?
No, not Sigil. You would actually see Syrin Chevalier, the interim dean of the arts and all humanities, who you'll recall is in her late 30s. She is actually a sea elf, smooth aquamarine skin with some pale stormy gray patches, short wavy hair of gray, the webbed fingers of her race. Her eyes have vertical slit pupils like a gecko's, wearing just a professorial waistcoat, elongated to include a coat tail that stiffens to a porpoise-like tail fin, leaning on a cane as she sits across, speaking with the Quadrone, coral rock tip on the cane with a sapphire embedded. But yes, you would see her here. You will recall, you will know that she is actually from Shallow's Gaunt, originally. But that's really all you really know about Syrin. Sass had spoken to Syrin at the party, but the party has not interacted a lot together with her. She was the pupil and an apprentice who took over after Dante Furio, who was the actual retiring dean at that party.
Okay. Once he sees the two of them and that Dean Broden's not there anymore, he'll stop. And he'll kind of just look and stare at the monodrone or quadrone for a bit. Just thinking. But he'll turn around and he won't engage because he was looking for Dean Broden. But on his walk back to the Gloveless Cat, he will send out a message, ascending rather, to Dean Broden. Saying, I meant to mention when I saw you earlier this evening, I would like to revisit your theory about Alma degradation.
Stop you there.
Fuck, was that the other dude? Shit.
Different professor. That is Coralius Firma, who has the theories on that. Dean Broden, it's easy to mistake him because he is the artificing dean. But he is the prosthetics expert, the giant Fomorian giantkin, with his goggles. You're thinking of Coralius Firma.
Sorry. But I still want to, maybe then can I send it to him?
Yes.
Because I do want to revisit that.
Of course.
I think that was like 22 or 23, 21 or 22. So I could just leave it at that.
We were inquiring about his theories of Alma degradation, right?
Yes.
All right. You would get a response. Septimus, it is good to hear that you have survived your endeavors in the city. The invitation is always open for you to participate in my studies into Alma degradation. If the stories that I have heard are true, you are a perfect test subject now. Given the augmentation rumors that have spread quickly once peace came over the city. Come visit my office when you are free. I can move my schedule around for you.
He'll throw another sending. Because it is kind of late. We didn't really spend too much. If it's not too late, I'm available now.
You up?
Yeah, no, actually, I take that back. Scratch that. Septimus doesn't say anything. He just throws a question mark.
No. You just send some eye emojis. I am not at my lab at this hour. But if you wish to do this sooner rather than later, come tomorrow night and I will have the lab established to test the integrity of your Alma.
Okay. And with that, Septimus will leave it at that and not waste another spell slot to say, okay.
I imagine especially amongst high-ranking academics, like there's a a decorum to sending spells, where people understand that it's goodbye if a final sending doesn't come.
Yeah.
In other words, it's not rude to not send a goodbye sending. Unless you, of course, are a very powerful wizard, then it is absolutely an insult not to send a goodbye sending, because you have the spell slots to spare. Okay. So, Septimus, you can return to the Gloveless Cat. Fyrn, Saskia, you dance.
What I could do, honestly, instead of just returning to the party and not drinking, he can go upstairs, help himself to Chuckwet's chamber, or whatever office he has, and start looking at those items that Fyrn had asked him to look at.
Just start looking at all of Chuckwet's drawers. You'll find his romance
They're all
novels.
just little notes that say, "Don't look in my drawers. Don't look in my drawers. Don't look in my drawers. Don't look in my drawers." And if you look with
I was
the
like, nice try,
monocle,
not this time.
yeah, it's all written in code. There's
Hilarious.
false bottoms on them all.
Big Latin.
Chuckwet Latin.
You set your entire office as an escape room.
It locks down. You press the wrong button. So, yes.
So
Yeah, I was well, Fyrn would probably, he was really just trying to get Saskia to stop talking to herself. He knew he was who she was talking to, but he wanted her to be involved and not worry about that stuff today. So
Sure.
he was really just trying to get her involved in the party. So he does the thing.
Mission fucking accomplished, man.
Yeah. I think he takes about 5 seconds of dancing and then shoves her off to some other club.
Right.
Sass, you do a spin around until one of your friends grabs your arms and whisks you into a dance. We'll say it's Balfour,
Hey.
who is surprisingly light on his feet for a bugbear.
Amazing. Yep, I dance until the party's over.
Fyrn would like to just do some checkups. He's a little concerned that all of this battling has happened, and some of the small people he's come to become friends might have, he might not have heard news. He hasn't heard anything bad currently, but he's gonna be, walking through the party, seeing people that he recognizes, asking them questions about their family, if everyone's okay, specifically looking for information, regarding Ukal, Rosario, Hona, his 3 original guards, the members of the Wild Flame party. Before all of this went off, I believe he brought in Autobahn into his base, and I think he also spoke, I don't know if it was Torkal or if it was a different NPC.
Torkal was brought in.
Yeah, and he was supposed to, he was just selling things, I think. He was opening up a market in the fortress. Make sure they're okay, that they're doing well. If there's anybody else, the kids that are around the thing, he wants to make sure that they're okay. He might ask about the guy whose candy store got blown up, Yeah. Even Kamal Underfury, the captain of the guard in the Elysian, or whatever it's called, the
Admiralty Court.
Admiralty Court, thank you. He'll even check up on Doyle, that guy. We haven't seen Doyle in a while. Remember him, the vampire dude?
Well, Doyle you have not seen at all since the Commodore herself left, so the presumption has been that he left with her.
Okay, good.
As far as your followers, Hona, Rosario, and Ukal, they are all okay, because they stayed in the fort with Balfour.
And Fiora.
Yes, Fiora is still, I would say, bedridden in the tavern room upstairs. She's certainly well enough to speak, but she's she's kind of not out of it in terms of like sick, but more out of it in like she's just very quiet compared to how she normally is right now as she's processing all that's happened and gone from, similar to you all, being abandoned by the Aradunai to die in his cell, and then coming here, but then immediately the attack happening and not really being able to have a moment to herself recover. So now, like, she's properly recovering, where there's not the sound of explosions in the distance outside of the tavern itself having a battle happen in the courtyard of it. She's sort of now finally able to like fully be like, okay, oof, I think I don't need to panic anymore for a little bit and can rest. But she is okay. She was not like captured or anything during the kerfuffle.
Good. Fyrn doesn't pressure her, he's just happy to see that she's like getting some rest, basically.
Absolutely, yeah. The only people I would say of everyone that you mentioned that are unaccounted for is Audubon. But that is not, no one's saying like, they captured Audubon. It's more like there's still people coming back into the city. Audubon's a savvy businessman who can see writing on the wall, probably got out of the city early during the Shadow invasion, and may just simply be staying out in the external portions until he feels confident coming back in. And then Kamal is unaccounted for right now. Not in the sense of like she may not be here, but more so that you have not heard from her. I
didn't really talk to any of the guards, and
Yeah.
she doesn't hang out often around here, so
Correct.
I get it from her underlings that
Yeah.
like sometimes come down here to drink, and I
It's-
guess none of them are in town. None of them are
Well,
around.
to be completely honest, a good chunk of the Admiralty Court Guard are severely injured or dead because of the taking of the gatehouse. The other adventurers are all there because they work for Jacquet now, for the most part, in his spy ring. But yes, they are accounted for. Twig Snap is accounted for. The Flame is accounted for. Everybody is alive. Now, granted, our friend... Oh my god, why is my brain breaking on names?
Give me a description. I might have it on my list.
The party's pet NPC, Jacquet's best man. Reardon. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot Reardon's name.
Reardon, Jaina, and Twig Snap are the three members.
Jaina, I was forgetting the name too. Actually, I did remember it, but I was second guessing Jaina. Which reminds me, she actually was well, not her description, but her name. It comes from the 1985 NPCs.
Cool.
Reardon is similar to Fiora in that he is still recovering from being held captive in the underground of the Syndicate.
I was worried about him too.
Yeah, he's in a rough state similar to her, except she was in a normal prison cell. He was in a
demon prison cell.
imp flesh chamber, who is going to probably be the next meal once shit went down. So all of the folks you've mentioned are accounted for, and then obviously some of the other folks like Oren is still here at the bar. Anders is still here. You have not found anybody in your sort of retinue that is, especially your immediate retinue of people you would consider followers and friends, to be missing or severely injured beyond Fiora and Reardon's injuries.
And I would say that, not for now, but I would say that, like, my core group of the Wild Flame party, my guards at Balfour, I would mention at some point, you know, we need to get together sometime soon and, you know, plan for the future of the fort and, you know, Hyvin all together. Like, I want us all to work together to, you know, make this place better. So, well, I'm planning on having a meeting with, like, the crew at some point.
Absolutely. They all agree. You know, at the different stages of the night, you speak to each of them, and they are still on board, I guess is a good way to put it. They're not, like, putting their resignation in after a shadow invasion and a foreign nation invasion.
I might have also let it slip that there may be promotions involved.
Oh. Particularly your, like, base crew, Hona, Rosario, and Ukal, are, like, immediately like, hell yeah, we're real adventurers now. We're about to graduate. While Twig, Snap, and Reardon are off in the corner. Reardon, like, wrapped in wraps and stuff, and, like, with, like, a little crutch. He's just sort of like, well, Reardon actually works for Jacquet, but he still hangs out with the Wild Flame. And he looks at Twig, Snap, and he's just sort of like, yeah, you know, I don't know.
Twig Snap doesn't even like me, so I don't know.
You don't really like this guy, and Jacquet pays better. I think maybe you should come over to our ring. You know, Jaina's gonna go with the hero, of course, but the money and the interesting stuff. Mind the devil prisons, but the interesting stuff is in the Glovel's cat.
Interesting stuff might be here, but when shit hits the fan, you don't run to the shack. You go to the giant stone fortress on the hill.
You see, this is a moment where he portrays a Jacquet mannerism. He goes,
You learned too much from your predecessor.
Oh, predecessor. Anyway, you all can simmer down at your own level as the party goes on deep into the night. But at a certain point, your friends all begin to wilt, find their own places to rest for the night, and there's just the last folks of the town here, people who don't want to leave the revelry. Some of them maybe just because they're in a good conversation with a friend that they've been trapped outside of the city with, others because they don't have much to go home to.
Jacquet, my dear friend, Jacquet.
Yes, Saskia.
Great fucking party. I would like to go sleep on my ship, but given what I saw when we came back to Hyvin, I don't want to go by myself. Will you walk me, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Orin, and he gestures to him like the close it up as he offers out his arm to Saskia.
Throw my arm around his shoulder. How are you? How are you doing? Did you have fun? That was a great fucking party.
Of course. It was nice to be back and to stretch the vocal cords again and talk about all the great work we've done.
We've done really good work. Like, we fucked shit up. You know? Like, we're a fucking team.
I know it. That's why I'm still here. Without you three, I don't know where I'd be. Dead, maybe.
Same. And, like, I get super serious and, like, look you dead in the eye when I say that. Same.
Right. I probably would have been fine. Again, like I like to say, if I hadn't met you two fuckers, I'd be on my way. I'd be in Halcyon.
Your life would be so much more boring if you hadn't met us two fuckers, let's be honest. We're a lot of fun. I'm losing my accent when I get really drunk. It's weird.
It's like you're trying a different accent.
It's like maybe that's who I how I talked before? So maybe that's how I talked before. What? Yeah, before I was me.
As you guys are walking down the street with this sass drunkenness, you see people being escorted out of the Gloveless Cat. Orin's with like one of the last people who's a little bit resistant, and he's just sort of, you really can't be doing this all the time anymore, JT. You're getting a little too drunk around the Gloveless Cat. You don't got the privileges of someone like Saskia. We're gonna have to curb your drinking, man. We're gonna have to do it. You gotta get back to work soon. The city's coming back alive. As he's slow, and the guy's like, yeah, you're right. Just because Iron and Mana, like the world's ending like every other week, I am gonna have to go back to work on Monday. But as you're passing through the Starry Night, and heading towards Dockside, maybe to your amusement, Jacques, you can catch a corner performer with a few of the drunks from the bar, and maybe it's just some passersby trying out maybe one of the first licensed tellings of the Billowgrass adventure, plucking away at their loot.
Hey, you wrote that? Did you write that?
I did indeed.
Wow. That's pretty fucking cool.
It is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can see Jacques has like the glassy look of someone that's inebriated, but there's an element of serenity to him, and contentment, as he's guiding you down to the harbor.
Jacques, can I ask you a question?
I don't know if I said no if you would listen.
Probably not. Do you hate me? Be very honest.
He makes that face of almost like disgust, as he looks at her, side-eyed almost, and he's like, "Hate you? No, I could never hate you."
Because I know I've done some shit, and I'm probably gonna keep doing some shit, but I promise that I'm not going to do that shit without saying something. But I don't know. I guess there's no way you hate me, you know.
And you can feel as you were saying that Jacquet's back stiffens a bit, and he goes, "Yeah, that's the problem. The saying something. I can't stop you from doing shit. I can't stop any of you from doing shit. But it's the talking about it. It's the sharing. The trusting."
Yeah, no, yeah, I had a lot of time to think on the journey back here from Gwynvalier, the other place, and I want to do more of that. I want to make sure that I include you. I don't want to be secretive, you know, and tomorrow I'm going to the library at the academy, I think, unless there's another one, or maybe I'll go to both. I don't know, but I want to research this Hellgate thing to see what stuff needs to be done about it, and I really would like your opinion, because I don't know anything about it.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about it either, but Septimus has the books that...
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's when he said... That's when he said he didn't, like, he trusts me. Maybe he hates me. And I just pout.
Wait, sorry, Ceci. I'm
we're
trying to remember the name.
We're both forgetting an NPC's name that we literally talked about 2 sessions ago.
Yeah. Was it
Estos?
I knew it was an E.
The wizard guy. Yeah.
Septimus doesn't hate you.
He said he didn't.
Septimus was playing the long game. He also made a deal with Ro. You all made a deal with Ro. And at this, he kind of like shrugs off your arm, as he kind of like stomps off a little, and he goes, "That's been the problem, is you all went behind our backs and made these deals with someone we all thought was distrustful."
Do you feel left out? Or...
Left out. No, I feel betrayed, Saskia.
betrayed?
I know when you lost your powers, my reaction maybe wasn't the best. I said that you couldn't go with us. And that's not what I should have said. What I should have said is, we will figure this out together. And I was wrong in that moment, and I'm sorry. But for you to go to Row, and then for Fyrn to go to Row, and Septimus to go to Row to solve our problems that I thought we were going to solve together. I was ready to march to the ends of the world to find something to bring Septimus back. And instead, he made a deal with the devil. And he had his reasons. You all had your reasons. I'm not faulting you for that. But I just thought that we had reached a point where we would make those decisions together.
Wow. Yeah. Fuck, Jacques.
And I know I'm not perfect. When this all started, gods, believe me, I know I was an asshole. I didn't trust any of you fuckers. With decent reason. But we got to a place where our name, Iron and Mana, meant something. And time again, that's been tested. And I'm still can't even say anything to Bruce. I get it. He had to go home. But fuck.
Yeah,
He was the one. I thought he got it too. He understood. But no, I don't hate you. I don't hate any of you. Just...
You're disappointed.
I wish that I was someone you all trusted more. I wish I was better.
Well, in that we are similar, because I also would like to earn back trust. And I didn't know that's how you were feeling, Jacques, and fuck, I'm sorry. I honestly, I wasn't thinking about anybody but myself.
I'd be
Really.
a hypocrite if I said I would be any different. So.
Oh, then, I don't have any. Was it grapes that we did for that game that one time where we would eat grape and tell truth? Is that what it was? I don't have any, so we're just gonna use our imaginations, okay? I'm gonna eat this imaginary grape right here, and I'm going to make a promise, okay?
Okay. I don't think that's how we played the game last time, but...
I'm changing the rules. I made it up so I can do that.
Wasn't it a talking stick last time?
Different game.
That was
game.
You were not here. That was for everybody. This was just between me and him. I ate my imaginary grape, and I take both of your hands in mine. Jacques, do you have a middle name?
No.
Jacques Touchard. I promise, from this moment on, I will not make a decision without your input and the input of the group. I swear it on my life. This one, not the one I had before, because I gave that up. This one.
And Saskia Seablood, I take that oath and give you mine. That we are a team in this.
Eat the grape. Eat the grape. Here. Here you go.
We are in this together, and as such, I also will not make decisions without consulting you and the party. Because we're in this together.
Together.
Now let's get you to that beautiful little ship of yours.
Yes, because I think I'm gonna throw up soon, so the sooner we do that, the better.
Okay.
In the twinkling starlight, in the temperate breeze of the sea, as you take a drunken oath together, golden star flies in the sky. Christening said oath. And Jacques gets you back to your ship. Your total friend gets you to your cabin safely.
Die! It was a fucking party, man.
Saskia, I was so scared.
I'm sorry, everything's fine. We did it. We saved the world again. We did it. Thank you. The ship is still
He
here.
goes in for a hug, but it's like basically like a cannon shooting at you. Like, you're basically getting shelled in the stomach.
Well, okay. And I vomit. That's what I vomit.
Ooh. Right on
She's
the
your
shell.
problem now.
He doesn't care. He's happy that she's here. He's got prestidigitation for that. This is clean right
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, but you can always tell. As Saskia curls into her bed, probably actually feeling better now that she's thrown up, and Jacques strolls through the streets, you both find something in your pocket. Saskia, you're just kind of like trying to get comfortable, like throwing sheets around in the captain's quarters, trying to get comfortable. And you just like feel something in your pocket. Jacques, maybe you just, starting to whistle on your way back, maybe feeling a little lightness due to getting a little bit off your chest with Saskia in a way that, truthfully, was probably the most productive your persuasion on that topic has been in all of the conversations you've had about it. You reach into your pocket and you both pull out, almost simultaneously at the same time, a little golden square made of metal with a cluster of grapes carved into it that was not there before. Almost a miniature tablet.
Jacques looks up, goes, "Fuck you!" and fucks it. That was between me and her. You get out of here. Your patronage ends. Friendships don't extend through that.
As you huck it, you reach into your pocket and it's there again.
You're a real son of a bitch, you know that?
Just be happy it's not the real thing, Jacques. And you can see in the alleyway the red eyes and just horns coming into the moonlight.
And he just walks off. No words.
And you each find your rest. Some more content than others. And I think we'll take a short break. We'll jump back in. Oh my god. All right, we'll be back. Welcome back to Adrift and Aldhalor. Our heroes celebrated some victories and some time to relax that led to conversations about the trust between them, particularly between Saskia and Jacquette. Now our friends are resting in their respective homes or rooms in the tavern. And the morning comes. I would say, regardless of your usual routines, everybody sleeps hard, given the adventures that have been underway. You sleep well into the morning.
I don't sleep.
You remain inactive. Although I actually think you would be. Actually, I guess that's true, Septimus, given your new Warforged race. You would actually be the only one who would not be fallen prey to this exhaustion. So, Septimus, you would wake up as you normally do. But everyone else sleeps pretty well into the morning.
It's like we have jet lag from battling.
Exactly, you got battle lag.
Like the first night we slept, it was fine. The second night was where it hit us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the first night that you stayed in the Stormbreaker Landing. You guys did you stay the night in Stormbreaker Landing? I think you did, right? Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
You awake to the sounds of gulls coming from the bay and the commotion of people in the city. It actually is probably a little soothing to like actually hear the city be alive compared to the waking in the
Horrifying screams.
Yeah, the regular voices of townspeople instead of the screams of the innocents or the sounds of battle or the dead ghostly silence of an empty city. It's almost like for a second you might even have forgotten how much shit you've been through until you try to get up out of bed and your back still has a few kinks in it. But you awake to the sound of the city alive and well for the first time in a while due to your actions. So, Sass, you wake up in your ship. Fyrn, I imagine you wake up in your in your fort. Really, at this point, I imagine everyone wakes up in their separate establishments or strongholds. Septimus in his temple, and of course, Jacquette in his establishment. But you can go through your morning routine, but eventually you can all find each other either at the fort or the Gloveless Cat as the two sort of competing meeting zones. Saskia, given that you woke up at the docks, you actually probably woke up to the sound of a bell ringing as you peek out of the boat, stretching and feeling the morning air. It's temperate out. Still chilly enough to maybe need a light jacket, but not too cold. But there are it seems like ships are returning to the harbor. Ships that might have sailed out to, hide away from the conflict. One in particular stands out. A very, very large standard mercantile ship, but large enough for an expedition that might have been gone all winter. That has returned to Hyvin, or maybe was always planning to return to Hyvin this week, but may have been hiding out given the conflicts in Hyvin. When you look out into the dock, you can see a smaller dinghy that has come from this that is unloading crates. You can see folks who are from that ship and a few strange little guys.
Not gnomes.
They might be. if you can figure out what's underneath their suits. You see these little fellas are all in these full body, loose leather outfits that are in the shape of a biohazard suit, is the best way to put it, with a little window on front, kind of like an old diving suit, but made of this really heavy leather, with leather gloves as well, all sealed at the wrists, with little tube that comes off at the top into a backpack that has this device on it that is made up of artificing materials as well as different arcane runes. But it's funny, you'd almost honestly look at them and be like, oh, look at that little kid in their really shitty Modron costume. As the leather itself has sort of this dirty, really old, cracked yellowish color to it. As there's these little guys who are probably the height of a gnome, who are kind of just in the boat with these people unloading their crates, talking with them, like asking questions, whatever they might be doing. But there's nothing necessarily you need to do about it, but just something interesting to note.
I will note them, and then we'll ask my crew, the 4 of them, and just kind of point them out. Just be like, have you guys ever seen anything like that?
No, you have not.
That's some weird outfits. No, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Oh, I wonder why they need to wear them. Maybe there's something dangerous in the crate?
Maybe they don't breathe air.
What would you breathe instead?
I don't know, like smoke or water.
Interesting. All right, well.
Maybe they're aliens.
Well, I will find out, and I will let you know so that we can, say that we've seen them before.
That's or not. I'm not too concerned.
Well, I'm going anyway, so if you don't want to know the secret, I won't tell you. I guess it's no secret. Whatever. I'm going to find the rest of Iron Mana. The usual. Just keep up the good work, everyone.
I imagine at a certain point, the crew of your ship will be like, I thought we were going to go on adventures with her.
Yeah.
I think Tygon would ask you before you leave, could I possibly check out the Avenirian ship? It's been docked out there for a while, and I'm just curious about how they engineer these things.
That's the dreadnought, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. It's ours. So yeah, go for it.
Are they gonna attack me? Is there something I should say when I?
No. It's ours. But you can say that you are a friend of Iron and Mana, and it'll be fine.
And I guess I should take the diggy, or can I turn the Anaphlorus around and head over there?
Do what you want.
Okay. And he goes back and he starts yelling at the people on the ship to raise the anchor. We're going over there immediately.
Just be back as I'm walking down the gangplank. Just be back by sundown, please.
No problem.
All right.
Hilarious.
I will. What's closest to the dock? Is Gloveless Cat or
Gloveless
the
Cat?
fortress?
No, actually, Gloveless Cat is closer. The fortress
Great.
is
That's
deeper
where I'm
in.
gonna start. I'm gonna go say good morning to my bestie.
Actually, that probably makes sense that the Septimus and Sass would stop in the Gloveless Cat first, considering it's closer than the fort.
Fyrn's just sitting there like, where the fuck is everyone? It's my turn.
I think actually Fyrn would be surprisingly like late to the punch as well. Like he would do his like early morning training as he always does, but instead of like going straight to work, he would spend some time just like sitting on the um I don't know what to call it, like the ramparts of the fortress. Uh just like with his feet over the edge, like looking out at the destruction of the city. Like he's just like seeing the giant hole, and then like he looks off into the horizon and he sees the sun rising from like the shoreline, and it's kind of like this strange juxtaposition that he's also struggling with in his mind, where he's like, there's so much terrible things that have happened, but you know, the sun's still rising, I'm still here, my friends are still here, like I gotta celebrate things when I can, and he really doesn't know how to like do that. So this is like his way of like, he kind of gets caught up in himself. Like he's like, we haven't had slow time in so long. Like I can't drink all the time. There's so much to get done, but I shouldn't be doing it. I should be enjoying myself and like finding purpose, and it's just not coming to him. And I think that he sits there for a long time thinking about that before, you know, finally deciding that he has to get on with things.
Yeah, I think like he wouldn't pry, but at a certain point that you're up there past the sunrise, at some point Balfour would join you, but not like to watch with you. He's you know out of his armor. He's in his simple clothes with his green knight tabard still on. And he would just come up and he would just have two warm cups of, one has coffee in it and one has tea in it. And he would just be like, I saw you contemplating up here, Fyrn, and thought I'd bring you a beverage. Are you a tea or a coffee kind of person? I wasn't sure.
Either is fine. Give me what you prefer the least.
He smiles at this and hands you the coffee, actually.
And I think like as he takes the cup, he's like, you could his mind is still elsewhere. So like he takes the cup and he's just like, you know, fiddling with it in his fingers, and it starts to get a chill around it, and it like the early morning steam that's coming off of the coffee like quickly dissipates. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even like take a sip. He's just holding it to be, you know, polite.
Yeah. And Balfour would notice this, and he would just say, I'll leave you to it, Wide Eye. I can see there's much heavy on your mind. But despite where we part ways in the future, I am here to counsel you and the rest of Iron and Mana, given whatever is coming next for this city. So, enjoy the sunrise.
Fyrn just nods and says, "You are a great ally, Balfour. I thank you once again."
Of course. And he begins to walk away, and as he starts to step down the steps to the lower ramparts, he turns around, just sort of like putting a hand up and says, sometimes, Fyrn, you might want to consider racking your armor for a bit and letting your shoulders relax. Just for a moment. And nods and walks away.
And yeah, I think Fyrn would probably take that to heart. And he would, like, when he comes to the Gloveless Cat, like, later today, he won't be wearing his armor.
Excellent. So I'd say at various times, eventually, all of Iron and Mana come to the Gloveless Cat to reconvene for the next day. So before you jump into anything, at this point, what you have ahead of you is a eventual meeting with the governor, which, from what you were told, will be within the week. So the previous day before this was a Solus, or a Sundog, or a Sunday. Is Lunayam now, or a Mundog. That will be probably any time at some point in the next few days. The governor will probably arrive, and the meeting will be a day or two, probably a day after that. Tomorrow is Maris, but the day after that is Himmel, which means fight night with Ionico's crew. So you have 2 full days of downtime right now before the next sort of event were to happen in the current standing of events. And then, depending on how the conversation with the governor goes, we'll then start a new set of downtime that we'll need to determine the actual length of at that point. But for now, there are 2 days of standard downtime before the fight night and the governor's meeting. Is there anything in particular you want to do during this downtime as far as shopping or role-playing or small tasks? Obviously, it's not a full week where you could do some of the standard downtime activities, but and it's a good opportunity if you have any like housekeeping that you want to do.
Yeah, and Mike, we can roleplay it if you want, but Saskia is going to ask you for the books. And I would like to go to the academy to read the books and then see if there's any more information that can be gleaned.
Yeah, Septimus, I don't think there's a problem giving her the book. And would say, you know, our interests are aligned now that everything's in the open.
Yeah, and I talked to Jacquette last night, and surprisingly, I remember it. But I'll say this to all of you. I do intend to research this Hellgate and just see what it is all about. I would like to uphold my end of the deal, but I will not make that final decision without your input. So for right now, I am going to read up on this, get all the, well, maybe not all, but as much as the information that I can, and then I will present it to you, I suppose, and we can figure it out from there, but that's my plan for today.
I only ask that.
I think it's just us.
Oh, so.
Or where was it? Where was he there?
No, it was
she started addressing everybody.
Yeah. And just 1 second, Fyrn. I also, I believe I told you all that I saw something when we came back from Stormbreaker Land, and some sort of visage mask thing that appeared, and I would like to speak to Ro about it to see if he knows what it is. I tried yesterday, but he basically told me I was too drunk, so I'm gonna try again today. that's my plan. If anybody wants to come with me to the academy.
I think it's a good plan, but I think that as well as trying to figure out how a demon gate is formed, you may also want to consider researching Ro himself. He's been a demon for much longer than we've lived, most likely. You know, he has many worshippers. It might be worth doing some research on your patron. You may learn something that you don't actually know. Might even give you a hint about what those are, and like points to the little scars on your.
Yeah, that's a good point, Fyrn. Yeah,
Hmm.
I will.
I may join you later on this evening. I have some business myself to attend to at the academy with one of the professors there.
I am busy managing the city's affairs as best as I can. Septimus, I was hoping that maybe your acolytes may be of assistance. Since all of this battling, we didn't properly secure the area around the damaged zone of the Widow's Ward, and I was wondering if your men could at least put up some signs or something, make sure people don't get hurt.
Well, that was going to be partially part of the plan was for this afternoon. Certainly, I'll inform them once to make aware the public of the dangers of the crows that was left in our battle. And additionally, I was going to seek out if there was any assistance I could provide as far as those that have been wounded.
Yes, I was asking about the captain of the guard last night, and seems they are missing. She, Captain Kamal Underfury was her name, was a little, lax with her soldiers, from what I can tell, but she was a good woman. It's worth, looking into her. If you hear any word, let me know.
I'll make aware of it to my underlings. Hopefully they can find out some rumors.
Jaquette, do you have any plans for the day?
I thought we were gonna fucking relax. But okay. I guess Iron Mana Train just keeps on chugging. No, I had no fucking plans for the day. I was gonna relax. I mean, relaxing for me means talking to a bunch of people, so I'll ask around about your missing captain and whatnot, but come on, guys. We've done enough. The city is not going to fall apart without us.
Fyrn looks down and sees that he's not wearing his armor, and looks back up and says, maybe you're right. I think I'll take a walk outside of the city today. Maybe try and see how many of the people living outside of the gates are doing. Maybe buy some things. Sell some magic items. Who knows?
Okay, just remember to take some time to relax.
Jaquette, how about this? After I'm done at the library, will you take me shopping for a new outfit?
So you can what? Ruin it?
No! Rude!
I mean, I'm just saying, he says, looking her up and down.
There is some sticky like candied like simple syrup from the many drinks from last night. Some of that like cloud that he put on it, like after like 10 minutes of holding the drink, it just sort of became like sticky cotton candy, and the illusion was gone. And it's not clean.
Okay, fine. Amendment. We go to bathhouse, spa, and then you take me shopping.
Now you're speaking my language. Also, as a reminder, and he gestures just adjacent to the door is this stone that we acquired back in Stormbreaker's Landing from the Astrologer's Tower. Bruce had found it. He gave it to Jacquette because he knew Jacquette's interest in cleanliness. It's a stone of cleansing that literally you just walk over to it and it cleans you.
Yeah,
All right,
it's like
so
the
and you see,
showers
like,
outside the beach.
Yeah.
As you see, he points to it, and you can see that like Orin had just come in, and he like stands under it, and like it cleans him off.
Orin loves it. He hasn't taken a bath in months.
Well, I mean, if my persona so offends you, Jacquette, I will go stand under this stone. But I still think a spa day would be fun.
No, I agree. That's relaxing, and I am 100% on board. And don't let me dissuade you all from doing things you feel the need to do. But just remember, the clock is slow right now. Let's take the time we need. I feel this voice channeled through me from the heavens. Is that you, Ilyuvanya?
No, you've got work to do.
Okay.
You're now Curanus Listana.
Oh,
I
I must rally the people.
Please leave a message at the moon.
Sass, you go and stand underneath the stone, and
Yeah.
you can see, like, I imagine it's like this like swirl of like blue sparkles that come down, almost like it's a shower, but it's not. And it just takes all the waste away, like a prestidigitation smell, leaving a little
Smell.
spell. And it does leave. It leaves a nice little like cleanly smell in the air around you. I imagine Bruce worked with Jacquette to twist the runes to make it whatever smell Jacquette would want after someone is properly cleaned. Jacquette, what is a pleasing scent for him in that sense?
Catnip.
A pleasing scent. I was gonna say lavender, but sure, let's go with catnip.
I'm gonna go with lavender.
Lavender with a scent of like that herby,
yeah.
earthiness of catnip.
Yeah, just a little hint of earthiness with the lavender. And unfortunately, Saskia, you feel a lot better. Like your clothes just like fit better even. Like you know how your clothes get like stretched out a little when you're wearing them too long?
Yeah.
This kind of like is like you taking fresh clothes out of the dryer. It is inarguable that you feel better. And you can tell you smell better. Almost to the point that at the very second before the lavender kicked in, you smelled yourself.
Whoa.
Wow. Never smelled like this before in my life, and probably have never been this clean.
I know, because you never used the cleansing stone.
I fucking forgot it was there, right?
We know. Because like the entire tavern's looking at her like,
I'm sorry I smell like shit, everyone. I will make more use of it. I will see you in 2 hours.
Thank you, Saskia, they all say.
Orin like leans over to Anders and he's just like, thank the gods, man. I thought I was gonna talk to Jacquette about it.
Even Fiora's out there like, I know that, you know, I'm all natural and stuff, but like your all natural needs to redial.
I love that actually.
Amazing.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
So you can spend your mornings and early afternoons enjoying maybe a little bit more relaxing activities. Eventually you will get, those of you who have tasks at hand will get to some tasks. Fyrn, you take a walk.
Take a walk.
Good. I like that song.
Yeah, Passion Pit's great.
So, Fyrn, you walk through the city. You know, it's, there's always, something there to remind you a little bit about the turmoil, but at the same time, something there to remind you about some of the peace coming here, as even the folks who maybe are coming back to a house that was looted or something like that, they are quick to work. But also, amongst the work is that relaxation that you're maybe looking for. You can see people who are taking a break from repairing their shattered windows, enjoying some sort of nice sweet beverage, sitting on what is like ruined pieces of their property, but they're just sitting there laughing, smoking a pipe here. Even in this hardship, there's Ulma joy in place. A few shops have reopened and people are going in to buy fresh food, given that their stores maybe aren't so fresh, or they left things behind and they need to restock. But the people are returning, and as you get up the main thoroughfare that leads up to the old Brigadier Gate district, you can see a steady flow of people coming into town. Some of them with wagons, with their livestock, some of them with their families. Everyone who fled the city upon Ankarnash's invasion seemed to starting to actively flow back in greater numbers. There's actually even a few of them who recognize you, even without your armor.
Yeah, I would say Fyrn would be trying not to be noticed. Like, he's got his cloak of displacement on, but like it's like just covering up his shoulders, and he like kind of just like hunches a little, trying to like not look like himself. But you know, he's definitely not doing a great job keeping himself inconspicuous.
Of course. And you know, there might be a few awestruck children where you can hear whispered breaths saying white eye. People give you smiles and nods that are respectful, not just because they're seeing a person in the street, but because they know who you are. At least one old woman comes up to you and grabs your hand and just kisses the palm and just mutters, "Thank you, Iron and Mana."
Fyrn takes all of these, you know, terms of appreciation in stride. Like, he doesn't really smile at the things. Like, he curtly nods and like shows respect to the people, but it doesn't seem like it's really like, you know, he's happy about it, but he's not letting it show. He's kind of like, if people recognize him, he wants to put on this face where he's the stoic person that, you know, can be trusted, you know, like a real leader sort of thing. Like, he's trying to like put on that thing. Like, he's trying to look a little bit more professional, even though he's undercover.
No, I get it. It's totally a moment that, truthfully, and honestly, when you all leave wherever you are, you'll get a similar treatment. You haven't had this before. You've had great thank yous. You've had specific people thank you. But truly, every single person in Hyvin has gratitude to you. Whether that gratitude will spoil in time to cynicism doesn't matter right now. They have you to thank that their home is still here. When they return, regardless of its condition, They have a place to come home to. And they're alive. So even this old woman at first is somewhat inconsolable at the thanks that she's giving you. It may even be a little bit off-putting at first, but you appreciate it and maintain that stoicism as others sort of mimic her, but they don't all rush you in any way. There's also just something about your form here that maybe is different than your usual heroic posaging. All you're wearing are your clothes and your cloak. Even though the Ithildagnir is a flick of your wrist away, you are a person in their eyes right now. A hero, but one of them that they don't usually get to see from Fyrn, who's someone who rarely takes his armor off when he is not sleeping. So even children running around you for a moment, maybe you sort of stop, trying not to stumble. One of them kind of like gets caught in your cloak and rushes through, playing with the rest. You are more of a folk hero in this moment than a soldier. And maybe it's... Maybe a corner of your lips are curling up a little bit despite the stoicism.
I would actually think that at first he's playing this act, but as more and more people come up and he realizes what's happening, it actually kind of like shocks him to a degree. Like, he always saw himself sort of like this. He didn't see himself as a hero, he saw himself as a warrior. And he was doing what he had to do to make a better place for himself and for his people. But he didn't realize how many other people he was touching in this way. And he kind of just almost panics. Like, he loses that sort of stoicism and has to like maybe like push away, like, you know, gently into like a alleyway or something like that, and kind of just smile to himself and try and get his heart rate down, because he thinks like, holy shit, you know, I think, you know, we're finally actually starting to make a difference and people are starting to look at me as something other than what I am.
Yeah. You're so used to fear in people's faces. Or for many that you've encountered, the last face they make before they die, whether you're helping them or killing them, it's a material outcome of your long journey. The joy, no matter how long or temporary, in these people's eyes.
And after some time of calming down, he returns his walk, does some small things, you know, hands out some money to people who look like they need it. Perhaps he would be looking for Torkoal, but he would settle for any, you know, craftsman of Hyvin that he could maybe commission a small prosthetic that would allow Fiora to play her flute again. You know, something along the lines of like, you know, something she could attach and like, you know, play in some way. He would just commission it. You know, it would probably take a couple days for it to be built or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he'd also look for some like metalwork, something like a symbol. Like, I know he's had like the Iron and Mana symbol for his thing, but he wants to have some sort of symbol for his men that are in the higher, you know, groups of the Iron Fortress. You know, nothing fancy, literally just like a silver shield crest that can be pinned to, any sort of thing or armor. And he'll just get like maybe 10 of them. And he thinks that these are like the coolest things ever, but they're really just like pretty plain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's just gonna take it all in, and I think that he's still trying to put on that act, but he's definitely a little bit looser with it as the day goes on and he starts getting slightly more comfortable with people around him.
Absolutely. I'll say for the metalwork and the prosthetic and giving money out to people who seem needy, you can take 200 silver from your inventory.
Will do. And it's like the sort of thing where he doesn't even need to, like, we don't even need to act out him giving those things. It's like, they'll get it in the mail someday.
Totally. Excellent. And, eventually you would make your way outside of the city to where you can see there's still quite a few people out there. Some of them have set up temporary wagons or stalls to, try to supply things to people that they can, but also maybe trade a little bit. Where maybe you'd find one of Audubon's smiths who can do the metalwork for you, and maybe a lower city member who works for the academy in the prosthesis area who could make something like that for you. But while you're out there, Saskia.
Yes.
You want to go do some reading, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So you can head through the streets up to the upper city. And as you're moving through, you pass by dockside, where you can see the harbor beginning to look like it looked before all of this. People are working, there are ships moving about as opposed to being locked to land or out at sea. Of course, you see some more of those little yellow-suited gnomes, moving about curiously. But you get similar looks to you as Fyrn. Perhaps not as many, children or people coming up to you to express gratitude, but a general sense of respect coming from the dock workers who maybe have returned or other folk who have made their way this way. But most people are not in dockside. They're going back to their homes in the western portion of the city. But there's a similar respectful nods coming from people and smiles. Maybe there's a few children of dock workers who catch you, and you can see two children running around. One of them has a wooden shield and a wooden sword. Not Fyrn's weapons at all, but they have little makeshift horns on their head as they're chasing the kid who's wearing like a dark cloak pretending to be a shadow demon. But eventually you would get to the Admiralty Court, head to the gatehouse, and make your way to the academy. When you get there, so you want to study. What in particular do you want to do? Do you want to just find a nice corner and read the books you have?
Yeah, let's start there. Let's start there. Because I'm taking heed of what Jacquet said. Like, I do want to do a little bit of this reading, but I also would like to relax and, spa day and shopping sounds like a lot of fun too. So,
Okay.
Just a little bit of light reading.
So I will take a Arcana or History check or a Religion check for the little bit of time you're spending on this.
All right, we're going to do Arcana. Natural 20, baby, for 24.
Okay. 24. Okay. So in your light reading right now, we'll say, you have a stack of books here. You look through the books. You have one book on Hellgates, and then a couple of books that are specifically about packs. I imagine you gravitate to the Hellgate one. Okay. So I'll say in this light amount of time of reading with a 24, you're really only going to get through the, like... Sorry. The main thing that you learn is a little bit of history about these Hellgates that you're charged with studying. Some of this you may already know, but largely you learn about the presence of Hellgates all across Aldhalor. So Aldhalor is pocked with them. There are numerous that you could find. Now, many of the places that the history books talk about them are in either Halcyon territory or what are called the far places. Far places are unsettled. They don't have connecting roads or permanent settlements. People might be there, but if they're living there, they're living a very rough life where they're surviving in the wilderness, essentially. Wilderness that is likely, as the book implies, still affected by feral demons. And that term is used specifically, feral demons. These are demons who have no masters. They are not bound to the abyss, and they are not led by devils. In the wars that brought about the Hellgates, demons came to the planes of existence, but they were always commanded by devils. So, devils are the ordered, structured, lawful evil fiends. Devils are the chaotic fiends. So during the wars, these devil overlords commanded demonic hosts. With the ending of the Morrisier conflict, the devils were either slain or fled back to the Hells, leaving behind these feral demons for the survivors of the Morrisier conflict to contest with for territory and land and settlements. The far places are said to be riddled with these demons, potentially. But very few people go to these far places. There's the largest island of Aldhalor, known as Duavain, has never been explored and has never been settled. There may have been some failed attempts, but no one has made anything beyond a shoreside settlement that was swiftly abandoned. On maps of Aldhalor, this island is massive and takes up the whole southwestern corner of the archipelago continent. This is not the only place that Hellgates can be found, but it is the primary place that is not in some way controlled by Halcyon. These Hellgates, from observations in controlled territories, are all inactive. They are structures, but they have no magic to them at the current time. It is unknown the state of Duavain Hellgates, and whether there are any active ones there. It is presumed that they all went inactive at the end of the Morrisier conflict. And there have been many plans to send expeditions to these places to cleanse them for settlement or resource extraction. But there's nothing that has been substantial. You read through some brief paragraphs about what people wonder about these lands or what they've learned from ancient texts, largely that it was populated by ancient or old human wood elf settlements. There's rumored to be a massive, massive rainforest on the continent, as well as some of the largest mountain structures in the world. There's some fragments of dragonborn cultures in the region, halfling, and then, of course, there's stories about the ancient mage city of Cassis, which many of the remnants of are in the sea between Halcyon territory and Aldhalor, that you actually know a little bit more about because they were Scrapper's Paradise, because it's just a remains of a city that are sunken into the water. There's endless scrap there. These are known amongst Aldhalor as... One moment. As the Pillars of Zarkos, ruins of an ancient city in the Aldhalor Sea. But other than that, the continent, or the piece of this continent, is largely unexplored. But the main takeaway is that you have so many Hellgates to choose from. It's just a matter of getting to them, and getting to them safely. And whether or not you are contesting with the Wilds or Halcyon.
Excuse me. Hold on. A little bit of drunkenness left over. I would have had Anders whip me up his hangover tonic.
Just more tonic.
Yeah. As I'm paging through this and realizing this is just, I don't want to be doing this right now. Like, this is such a big undertaking. I will think and be like, see, I told you I'd go and look at it. I didn't forget.
You would get no response. But perhaps the grape mini tablet would warm a little bit in your pocket.
You're a fucking eavesdropper. I hope you know that. Also, when you have a moment, come talk to me about that thing you stopped me from telling you about last night. 'Cause I have questions.
Feel a sense of affirmation come over you.
I will slam the book shut, tuck it under my arm, and I will go find Jacquette. And when I do, I throw open the door and I say, "Let's go!"
Before Saskia arrives for your shopping and spa day, Jacquette, is there anything particular besides relaxing that you want to do in the morning?
No, I think, I would hope that people knowing that Jacquette is back at his establishment, his spy ring, or, his, whatever you want to call it, his people are starting to, make moves and stuff. And, similar to, what Fyrn was talking about doing, Jacquette's not doing any of it. He's just making sure that what Fyrn wants done is getting done. And making sure that, the birds, the ants are working. But otherwise, he's just hanging out there.
Absolutely. Spend majority of the morning kind of with the in and out of people checking back in after the calamity of the last 2 encounters in the city. Most reporting for duty. perhaps some of them even eager to have something to do other than sit on their hands until Iron and Mana saves the city.
Mhm.
That's what we do.
Septimus, is there anything particular you would like to do in the morning? I know you have a appointment later, but is there anything you want to do before that?
If there was a place of respite for injured folks that he had heard of, possibly from his followers or just being in the city for a couple days, he would want to go there and offer his services.
Certainly, as your flock returned, they would have spread the word, and truthfully, further word on its own organic path would have spread through the refugees of the healing of Septimus and the whispers of Machina. Curiosity, sometimes mingled with fear, does draw people to the temple court. Not only for you, but of course the other temples. There are many who are just simply going because they know the Circle of the Moon will tend to them, or many of the other taverns or temples. Some choosing the healing of ale in the Revelry Temple, but also food. But some who know, hey, if I go to the Machina Temple, I can get food and not feel pressured to drink and dance. So there would be plenty of folk in the whole circle, but who would be specifically there for your temple as your followers have returned. But also, you would find a number of Alumno Defiance who have come to your temple. Some out of curiosity for this teaching that has grabbed one of the lieutenants of the Defiance, but also those who have come with the dead. There are bodies on the courtyard covered in cloth, and you can see representatives from the Defiance there, given your last promise to them. So, if you're seeking healing, there is much to do.
Then perfect. Then, well, with the ones that are dead, I probably wouldn't burn through all my diamond dust. I would go to the people that brought the dead bodies and say, there is great power here, but even the power Machina has its limits. Allow me a few days to revive your fallen comrades. As he'll just stick to that, one a day policy because of using divine intervention. As I'll take who's passed on the longest, or whom you wish to see again soonest. Start with them, as I'll lay his hands on them. Speaking his words, and the wisps around him fluttering as he revives his person. And then as each person, he heals in Alumno Defiance if they're looking for more augmentations. More cinders light up around him.
And as you perform your first resurrection and then your healings, the cinders dance around you as the Alumno Defiance representative pulls back the sheet and the life is breathed back into this Alumno Defiance member, their wounds sealed over with mesh weave. A small blue light in the pupil of their eye before they breathe their next breath back. The cinders dance around you, and you can see across the courtyard stands Cade, the paladin, hand on the hilt of his sword resting, shield on his back as he makes eye contact with you and nods with the understanding of what this exchange is. But alas, as all of you on this new day enjoy the creeping warmth of spring and a return of peace to Hyvin for now, and whatever may come with it, I think that's where we'll end tonight. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, folks, or wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch you whenever we catch you on the internet or live next week. Thank you, and good night.
Bye-bye.